Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is going to be a short video. It's going to be a little different than our normal looks at the various machines on HackTheBox. And this one's actually going to take a quick look at how we set up Kali on Windows Subsystem for Linux, which is a built-in Linux environment within Windows. It's a little limited in some ways. There's a lot of stuff they're still working out, especially to do with some of the kernel networking. But for the most part, a lot of things work pretty well. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how we get it set up. And then today I'm going to try to record the video for Silo, which is retiring tomorrow. And I'm going to go ahead and see if maybe we can do Silo within Windows, so without using a normal Kali host. I mean, we'll still be using Kali inside of Windows, but anyway, you'll see. So to get started here, we need to enable Windows Subsystem for Linux. There's a couple ways we can go about doing that. One of which is PowerShell, which we can just run as an administrator by right-clicking, selecting Run as Administrator. And the other way we could do it is in the search box, just type features and hit turn Windows features on or off. And so under here we should see towards the bottom, hopefully it's here, I just actually installed this VM, yeah, Windows Subsystem for Linux. So it could be clicked here and turned on. I'll do it in PowerShell, that way you can see both ways to do it, but if you had wanted to do it in the GUI, you would have just clicked that box, hit OK, it would have ran through its thing, rebooted, and we would be up and running. So if we do enable Windows optional feature and then online, and the feature name is let's see, feature name is Microsoft Windows Subsystem Linux. I didn't make a typo here. It should go get the feature, get it installed. Now it's going to do its reboot. I may pause through parts of this just so you don't have to suffer. And so we should be just about back up. It's still installing the feature. Should only be a few more seconds and then we will get Kali installed. And then get it launched. So as soon as our desktop comes back up, okay, and so we're going to pop up in the Windows Store, which if you're like me, this is the only time you've ever used the Windows Store. I personally am not into a lot of the Metro or whatever they're calling them now, the newer Windows experience. So you'll just search for Kali, you'll click get, it'll go through a download and an install. Again, I'll pause it out here if it seems like it's taken too long, but it should be fairly fast. Helps when you have decent internet. So we're about halfway through. We should be up. Now if I click launch, it's going to pop up and it'll ask me for a username and password, so we'll just create something real quick. So we'll just password, make it really secure. This is a throwaway box, by the way. Obviously, don't ever use password for a password, even in WSL, because it's still a Linux distribution that's running alongside your Windows box, and so it is a point of entry, and so you don't want to make it easy for people. So once we're up and running, we'll do an apt. Let's see. This is one of the differences which I don't know why they did it this way. You don't run as root, you run as a user, but since Kali is designed to be ran as root, it's usually easiest to just su to root right away. Otherwise, there's weirdness. And so we do an apt update, and then we'll do an apt dist update after that, just to make sure that we're all up to date on the distribution. Again, if this takes too long, I'll just pause it out, and that way you don't have to sit through it. Apt dist upgrade. Yeah, I'm gonna pause this. And so we're back from that. That actually did take a little bit. And so now what we'll do is we will make sure we have wget installed, which it should be. One thing you'll notice if you install this, Kali on the Windows Subsystem for Linux, is that a lot of the Kali packages are missing by default, and so you won't find them in here. So there is a lot of stuff that you'll need to install manually. We won't cover most of that here. We'll cover some of the basics like Metasploit. So if we do wget https kali.sh/xfce.sh, which will get us or not get us, as the case may be, a script to set up XFCE and XRDP. Let's see if I can figure out where I messed up on typing. Kali.sh/xfce. Oh, 4.sh. So once that comes down, we should be able to just xfce4.sh. This will install everything. Again, I'll go ahead and pause this out after it gets started just to make sure that there's no prompts, because it does take a bit of time. So it's going to pop up and ask you for your keyboard layout. So select your keyboard layout. Alright, and so that is done. Now we just need to start the service. So if we do etc initd xrdp start, and now we should be able to remote desktop to localhost 127.0.0.1 port 3390. Have it. So now we are RDP'd into our Kali Linux system that's running inside Windows Subsystem for Linux. So we can go ahead and close out of that for now, because I don't know that we will need it anymore for this video. And then the next thing we want to do is just get a couple useful packages installed. So we'll do apt install. Let's see what we need. We need Metasploit, and we need searchsploit, which is part of another package, part of the exploitdb package, I think. Exploitdb and Metasploit framework. Once these two packages are installed, we can, well actually, let's see, while this is installing, we're going to want to make one exception here. So if you're running Windows and you have Defender enabled, which you should, because it, although it doesn't catch everything, it definitely catches a lot, and it's been getting a lot better recently, and I don't personally see any reason why in the world you would disable it. So if we type in Defender, we go to Windows Defender settings. What we're going to want to do is exclude the directory that Kali keeps a lot of its packages in. The reason we want to do that is Metasploit or MSF Venom or any of those things that we're using will get picked up, and it will make it a pain in the ass. This obviously creates a whole, if you were to get a virus or something else in your Kali box, but when you're using this for penetration testing, you've got to find some sort of balance. So if you go to, you type in Defender, which pops up in Windows Security, you get a virus and threat protection. You go to virus and threat protection settings, and then you scroll down to exclusions, add an exclusion folder. And the folder you want to use, you can do %local app data, %/packages, and then look for Kali in here. And then local state. So just select that folder, click yes. Now it's been added to the exclusions, so Defender won't run its antivirus scans inside of there. That should be good enough, I believe. I haven't ran into any problems by doing that. It's possible if you start using stuff in other places, maybe you'll need to exclude other directories, but I think that should be good enough. Worst case, if you can't figure out what you need to exclude, I think you can exclude the entire Kali Linux directory, and that probably would be enough. Google is your friend. And I'll go ahead and pause this again until this finishes so you don't have to wait. So now we're done. So now we do something like search exploit. We've got search exploit running. If we do MSF console, should be able to load up Metasploit. So I will be ending this video and starting a new one where we're going to try and do Silo for HackTheBox. If it turns out that the video you see on Silo for HackTheBox isn't done in Windows Subsystem for Linux, then I apparently failed. Otherwise, you'll see it done in this. Anyway, have a good day.